Okay, so now we're going to work with, this is video 3 in our beginner basics series, and we're going to be doing the IT band. We're going to be doing the CENTERLINE routine, which works the inside of the legs, and we're going to do a forward fold straddle, which gets into the pelvic floor. Okay, so let me just show you again our chart, and look how complicated we are, how beautifully complicated we are. And how many muscles we have that are all kind of together. And it's a no wonder that life gets us out of alignment. So it's really important that we keep these muscles long, okay, and at their full potential, so that we can, so that our bodies can move freely, okay, in full range of motion. So we're going to be working on the inside of the leg with all of our CENTERLINE muscles. And then we're going to be working in the pelvic floor, in the groin, and like more into the hamstrings. And then the lovely IT band. Look at this. It comes from your glute muscle, and then it kind of comes all in. It's a band of tissue. It's fascia. And then anything white on here is tissue, is fascia, connective tissue. And then the red is muscle tissue. All right, so it's all tissue, just different densities. So then we have the IT band that comes down alongside the leg. It actually holds together our hamstrings and our quad muscles. So you can see that white thing there. So we want to make sure that that thing's nice and supple, okay? So that's what we look like, and that's what we're gonna be working in those areas right now. So grab you're gonna need silver and gold. So take your silver ball. We're gonna start off with CENTERLINE. You're going to be putting your feet parallel, and you're going to take the ball, you're going to bring it as high up into the groin as you can. So just open up, push up into the pelvic floor, and really get the ball seated up into the pelvic floor. Situate whatever you need to situate, and bring your feet parallel. Start to squeeze in. This works the adductors, abductors, everything's working, pulling, squeezing in. You're like vicing the ball together with the legs, right? And then you're going to be able to push down through the feet, really get connected and feel your feet. Really feel your feet connected. Lift your toes, lower your toes, lift your toes, lower your toes. Squeeze in from the side legs. Let's take a breath in, bring your arms up over your head, and let's just take the wrist, okay? Right hand takes the left wrist, and just begin to bow, just to begin to side bend over to your right. Hips are gonna slide, just squeeze your legs, looking down on that right side. Breathe in, and breathe out. Remember, you're aiming your breath to the ball. One more breath in and breath out. Good. Just kind of let those hips release to the left, side bending to the right, squeezing the ball with both legs. And inhale back to center. Switch your wrist. Other hand takes the opposite wrist now, and then begin to side bend over to the left side. Hips are going to slide right. Gazing down. Squeeze the legs together onto the ball. Take a breath in and big breath out. Let those hips just slide. Just release them to the left, to the right, sorry. Inhale, take a breath in and exhale. Good, trying to lift those ribs up with each breath. One more breath in and breath out. And then back to center, squeezing in, coming back to center. So we're really getting into activation here and lengthening, stretching. Bend your knees, push the ball down, 2/3 of the way down. Okay, you're not quite inside the knee. Squeeze in, reset your feet if you need to. Inhale, take your arms up. Big breath up. Right hand takes left wrist and side bend over to the right side. Looking down, slide your hips. Just let your hips release. Keep squeezing on the ball. Keep working your feet as close together as you can. Take a breath in and a breath out. Back to center. Switch. Side bend. Over to the left. Slide your hips. Release your hips. Keep rooting down into that right foot. And to your left foot too. But release. Belly's going to be firm now. Pulling your belly button into your spine. Keep pulling in, looking down, and then right back to center. Good, now let's add a forward fold. I'm gonna get sideways just because I want y'all to see. Squeezing in, take your hands to the thighs and slide down. and just come into your forward fold. Okay, now we've already worked the hamstrings out. If you guys did the other two videos before this one, you've got your hamstrings kind of warmed up, right, to get into this. You can take your hands and give yourself a little self-massage here, and you can get up, and you can even find your sit bone here easy too. You can pull up on your sit bones, bowing forward, bend your knees. You relax here, let your head go, let your neck go, and just decompress the spine here. Pulling your belly button in towards your spine. Just decompress. Let the head be the weight and lengthen out that spine. Take a breath in. And relax on your breath out. Bend your knees if you need to. You don't need to get your legs straight necessarily, and definitely don't lock your knees out. Take another breath in. Fill those back lungs. Exhale, melt forward. Really connect through the feet. Feel yourself dropping in. Drop in more. Drop in more. Relax. Relax your jaw. Drop in more. Feel. Just feel and be. Release. Releasing into the fold. Belly is going to be firm as you round yourself to standing. One more breath in. Expand through those back lungs. Exhale, fold, release. Pull up on your pelvic floor now. Pull up on your pelvic floor. Pull up through the belly, and then begin to wind. Roll yourself back up to standing. Pushing down, letting yourself drop into your feet. Rounding, just really unwinding that spine. Take your arms up over your head. Take a big breath in. Look up, palms together, and then come right back to heart center. Reset the heart right there. All right, let's push the ball down to the knees, right between your knees. I'm back forward. You're right between your knees. This is a spot that tends to get sore. Lots of things coming in around the knees. Squeeze in. Take your arms up over your head. Big stretch up center now. Just center line stretch. Thinking about Tadasana, right? Thinking about plank. Yoga principles, crown to tail. Aligning your feet under your knees, under your hips, right? And your shoulders. Shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles, all in alignment. Feeling the length. Now add into the shoulders, the elbows, the wrist. Just think about that long, straight line from the tippy fingers to the tippy toes and all the curves in between, right? Let's take a forward fold here. Fold forward, melt forward. Bend your knees, relax your head. Again, drop right in. I'm gonna get sideways again. You all just keep your head down. You don't need to look at me. You know just stay there in your shape, using your ears, releasing, relaxing. Take the ball now. If you need to look up, go ahead. And then just take the ball and push it just below your knees, above your calf muscle. There's like a little indentation there. Just put the ball right there. Squeeze in. Keep working your feet a little closer. Bowing, squeezing. Now think about squeezing from the side of your legs. Pressing in, squeeze in. You can take take your ankles if you can reach them and pull deeper. Notice how my knees are bent, right? I'm not straightening out yet. I can straighten for a second and then bend. I prefer to keep my knees bent. I just like the feeling more. It's not as much of a pull. The objective is not to get just overstretch here, right? It's about getting your body lengthen out in its own time, organically. Push the ball down now, mid shin. Mid shin, here I'll move closer. Mid shin, squeeze in from the side. Mid shin, pull in deep, relax. Bending your knees a little bit. Okay, straightening, bending, straightening, pulling up on the pelvic floor. One more place, take the ball down to the ankles. Squeeze in now, strengthen your ankles here. Pull up on the arches, bowing forward. Opposite hands, opposite elbows, and just press the elbows down to the earth, lengthening from your hip, out of the ribs, through the neck, bending your knees. knees as much as you need to. Straighten your legs down here and see if you can get to full extension without locking out. Pull up on the pelvic floor, belly pulls in, relax your head. Crown of the top of your head is parallel with the floor, so keep pressing down through the crown. Out of the shoulders, keep breathing, keep dropping in. Keep dropping in. 3, 2, 1, and then release the arms. And again, round up, pulling up on the belly button, pull the belly up, pull up on the pelvic floor, rounding all the way to standing. Chin stays to the chest as long as you can. Bring your arms over your head to finish strong in your standing pose. Inhale, feel the press of the palms, and then bring your hands right to your heart. Ha, namaste. All right, let's move on. That was CENTERLINE routine. Okay, that kind of establishes center, establishes core, and starts to activate the center line of the body, all those strong muscles in the center. All right, let's move to forward fold straddle. We're gonna go with our gold ball here. And this routine is gonna get into the groin and the hamstrings. So come on down into squat and sit right on your ball. And just push your tailbone on the ball for a moment, all right? So you're gonna be more forward, and your ball's gonna be back. And I'll get to the side, show you guys, okay? So here are different positions. We have our more forward position, which is, you should be able to feel it actually on your tailbone. It's actually kind of good to do a little tailbone stimulation with this ball. This is our beginner ball, and it's really soft. I wouldn't do this with silver necessarily when you begin. Okay, come forward and just feel, and you can rock forward and back, and you're kind of massaging over the sit bones, right? Over the sit bones, coming into more towards the pelvic floor, more towards the front of the more towards hamstring, over tailbone, and you're just kind of massaging over that whole area. Really healthy, really good. Okay, actually going up into the sacrum, getting up into the sacral area, which we will get to when we get to spine. Okay, so there you go. So we're just doing that. This is tailbone. So you're just exploring here. Tailbone to the sit bones, and then more forward into actually hamstring. All right, good. Okay, so now we're gonna do forward fold. I'm gonna turn back to face you. Okay, you guys can be right on your tailbone to start. Now I want you to push back, just extend the legs out and push yourself back. So you're right at the base, right between your sit bones, kind of right at the pelvic floor, right on the pelvic floor, right in front of your tailbone and right behind your pubic bone, right there at the base. And then kind of right between your sit bones. Okay? So you just take your legs as wide as they will go without getting too crazy, and you don't need to feel like you need to, again, straighten your knees. Bend your knees here. Push back and start to bring the ball forward. So get it as forward as you can. You might even feel like you're kind of falling off the back of the ball. And the more forward here, now we're in the groin. And then you just forward fold as much as your body will allow. Again, try not to lock the knees out, but let them go. Flex your feet, relax your ankles and your feet, and just forward fold. Take a breath in and exhale out. Take a breath in and exhale out. One more breath. Begin to just let your body weight go into the ball. Let your breath lead. Breathe into the ball, right into the ball center. And then exhale down into the floor, down into the ball. Good. Again, you don't have to be all the way down. You can be here, right? Just do what you can. Now begin to work yourself forward and take the ball back to that center at the pelvic floor. In front of pubic bone, in front of pubic bone, in front of tailbone, behind pubic bone, and then in between sit bones, sitting up really tall. See if you can take your arms up high and just drop in. Good. And then bring your hands back down again. All right, let's do a little twist. Work your legs a little bit closer together if you need to. If you can keep them wide, do it, okay? But just make your adjustments. Just turn your torso to the right. Using your core, you're pulling your belly button in. You're keeping the lift here, and you're just rotating this big torso over to the right. Now begin to walk your hands towards your extended leg and bow forward. And just bring the torso towards the legs. Make sure your foot's relaxed, make sure your ankles relax, and then take a breath in, lift up a little bit, and exhale out. Good. Now, this is a little move you can do to just get a little bit more into your hamstring. Just shift your body to the left and just bring the ball into the top of that hamstring. So we've been here before in our hamstring routines, but we're just getting off pubic floor now and into the top of that hamstring bundle. And just bow forward. It's just a little bit of a different angle, all right? And now you're sitting right onto your hamstring, top of hamstring bundle, the top of the leg bone on the right, bowing forward. It actually looks like your left, so I'm gonna just do that just to make it easier on you guys. So lean over your left leg, okay? There you go. Now start to walk the body, walk your torso to center, and we're gonna get more into the medial hamstring here. As we go over to the right side, right, you're gonna be automatically giving a little tug and getting into that medial hamstring that's running as close as it can to the into the center leg, okay? So just over to the right side, take a breath in and breath out. And then walk back to the center, back over to your left side. Walk yourself back up to center and then just slide the body back and put that ball right smack back into the base of the pelvic floor, okay? Alignment, crown, right down to that ball. Feel it. You can come forward and back, okay? Just opening up that whole area. So really, really healthy. All right, let's go to the other side. We'll begin center, forward, walk over to the right side, and you're just beginning to turn and twist the torso. A little bit different way to come in here. And don't overdo it. Again, the tendency is we always think we have to go to our extreme, right? Our edge. We want to dance the edge, right? Just try to be easy, okay? And now move the body over to the left. So you're just going to slide the body to the left. And now bring the ball to top of the hamstrings on that side, okay? And then you come into rotation. Again, knee can be bent or straight. Relax your foot. Take a breath in and breathe. Melt. Just melt forward into the pose. Take a breath in, lift up a little, and exhale and relax. So this is all really amazing for hip health. All of our rotators, all of those attachments that are coming in and get so really jammed up from all the sitting that we do. And then many of us, we begin activity and we're already a little jammed up, right? So then we have issues there. So we're gonna work with getting our body all realigned here. So bowing down, take a breath in, lift up a little, and then exhale. So start to pull in up on the pelvic floor. So pull up on the pelvic floor, pull up and in on the belly, and then just fold forward. Final time here. And then rise up, scooch back to the floor, and come back to center. Right? And just let everything settle. So a lot of times we don't wait for things to just kind of find their way back. So we just get the body back to neutral. We're gonna bring the legs together now, okay? And scooch forward and get back on that tailbone and just slide right down the front of the ball. Just slide right down the front of the ball, off the ball, and seated. All right? Good. I'll get sideways. You guys can check it out, and I want you to feel. Right, we continue to just work into this area. Bow forward now, melt forward. Take a hold of your big toes if you can. Bend your knees, melt forward. Any amount. Again, not overdoing. When your body says no, trust it, believe it. Let's always be listening to your body. Okay, and so we've done our center line, we did our straddle, now we're going to do the IT band. Okay, so we're going to come up onto the ball and get onto your left sit bone. Sit tall out of your seat and exhale. So we're already pretty connected there. We've been working pretty deep in the area. So now we're just going to go right into it. And I'm going to move up. You're going to need a little room to move. So this left leg's fully extended, and then the top leg, right leg, is going to be here. You're going to send that out side. Take your torso now and come into a twist and place the hands. We're going to be taking the ball now to the side of the hip. So slide your hip and just get onto the side of the hip and dial that foot open. So now the elbows are down and you're leaning onto that side of hip. Foot's flexed. Top leg's extended back. Now if you can't get all the way down onto the floor with your elbows, then you can be here, okay? Do your best. Take a breath and we're gonna go a third, and a third, and just down the side of that IT band. Leaning into it. We kind of prepped this with our hamstring routine video too. So here we are, we're leaning into that side hip. Take a breath in and exhale and melt down into the ball. Top of the body to the side, to the ball, to the floor. Take a breath in and a breath out. Now if it's too intense to have that leg back there, right, as a kickstand, you can bring it like here, totally fine. Take a breath in and a breath out. Just kind of lean into, and you're kind of getting into that quad muscle even, okay? So now we're gonna move here. Let's just melt a second and enjoy before we move. Take another breath in and breath out. All right, let's move. All right, take a breath, melt and connect, and then move. You're just gonna move your body to the left, and the ball's gonna go down the side of that leg. That feels good, right? So, or it can be intense. IT band can be very, very intense. So there you go, you're right there. Lean into it a little bit. Flex your foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Just breathe through it, breathe into it, live into it. One more breath in, breath out. Now try to turn your quad muscle off. See how that feels. Turn the quad muscle off. Let the quad muscle go. Just melt. Just melt. 3, 2, 1. Last spot. Move your body and lean in. Good. So you're moving your body to the left. The ball's going down the side of the leg. You're getting very close to your knee, but you're not quite there. You're just as close as you can to that knee, to the side of your knee. Take a breath in. We're working our core here big time. Breath out. Turn your quad muscle off. One more. Breath in and breath out. Kind of roll forward into your quad muscle. 2. And turn the leg off here. See if you can sink a little deeper. And 1. And then just come off the ball. Have a seat. And just let yourself feel for a second. Go ahead and recline back. We haven't done this in the others. We were just really getting, but let yourself take that in, because that's a big effort right there. That's a big effort. Take a breath in and a breath out. Good. Breath in and breath out. I didn't mention that before, but taking breaks in between is totally fine. Again, you can always pause the video and just do this if you need a rest, especially when you get started. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the other side. Take your legs up and see if you can notice a difference in your legs. You might even notice one leg is slightly longer than the other. Point flex. Maybe one leg feels lighter, feels less constricted. Good. And you can actually spin around, take a downward facing dog. And again, notice, observe. Okay, and let's do the other side. Find your sit bone. Find your sit bone. Get right up on your sit bone. Have a tall seat. Take a breath in, and right away you drop in. Right away drop in. Leaning into the left side. Feel the connection. Take a breath in and a breath out. And just connect. Just be. Take a breath in and a breath out. Start to lean into that left side because we're heading there. We're heading there. You can even work up into your glute a little bit. And remember, we're coming over now to the side of your hip, okay? So the side of the hip, you can even put your thumb there and you'll feel it. It's pretty, the bone's pretty protruding there, so you can feel it. As you slide your hip, you might even feel the glute pushing up into the side of the hip, the leg bone. You're actually in between your trochanter, which is your leg bone, which we've noticed on bones over here, that big protrusion sticking out, and your hip crest bone sticks out. You're kind of like right on top of that leg bone in between, right on top of the leg bone in between the hip and the leg bone. So like take your hip over to the side now and just get over. Now the ball's big, so it's going to be covering a lot of turf here. And then just find that trochanter. You'll feel it kind of protruding out. Come onto your elbows. And the trochanter is that big knuckle bone at the top of the leg bone. And then just get right there. And again, it doesn't matter if you know what it is or really even where it is. It's just really feeling the ball's just there on the side of your hip. So you're there, you're good, and you're at the top of your IT. You're where that starts at the glute and comes down the side of your leg. So lean into it here. Flex your foot. Top leg can be back there as wherever it needs to be to give yourself a little kickstand. Coming into rotation here, this is a great core rotation here through the torso. You're rotating using your obliques and just really stretching through that glute muscle. You should feel that on your left side, right? Feel that glute muscle stretching. Take a breath in. Exhale, melt down into it. Melt, melt, melt. And again, do whatever you need to do to make it work for you today. Begin where you are, how you are, right? So take a breath in, one more. Exhale, melt, 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 melt. And now we're gonna pull our body to the right. So just slide the body to the right and bring the ball down into your into the side of your leg. Can be super tender here. For many people, this is super tender. So you just do what you can do. If you need to come off for a minute, do it. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. Melt down, melt down. Turn your quad muscle off. Just turn it off. Let go of your quad. You're most likely gripping the quad. Just relax it and release it and see if you can feel any amount more access down into that femur bone, through that IT band, the tibular tract here. Breathe in. Exhale out. Release, release, release. Think of that lengthening and releasing, freeing the leg here so it can begin to move fully. Take a breath in. Breath out. Release the quad. Keep connecting and then move the body for that final spot. Move your body. You're on that side of that leg. That top leg is, and just try to come into a little deeper twist here. Try to get your elbows down. Try to relax more into the quad. Release your quad. Flex your foot here, point, whatever feels right or feels like you just change things up. Take a breath in. Breath out. And come up. That can be pretty intense. Okay, we're gonna finish up with just chilling, okay? Have a beautiful day, chill as long as you need to, and I'll see you next time. Namaste. Take any stretches you need. Check out your legs. They should be even. And just roll across here, happy baby. And stay as long as you like. I'll see you in the next video.